And we're live. Woohoo!
Yay!
So, other than what you've already told me about your trip, any other exciting things happen while you're?
We had one of our scouts really adapt quickly. They had canceled because they didn't have enough instructors. One of them got sick. They
Mhm.
had to cancel the coat course, so she decided to help out at the shooting range for the weekend
Okay.
or for the week. And the shooters out there had her leave with they made her take a application to apply as staff next year for specifically for the shooting range because she handled it so well.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
yeah, she also got the Silver Bullet Award for being the best shot of the female scouts at summer camp. So that was cool for her.
Yeah.
She probably outshot a lot of the guys. I wouldn't want to meet her angry in a dark alley.
Sure.
But she's one of my favorites, so it's okay.
There you go. She'll protect you then. Huh?
Pretty much, yes. But other than that, yeah, we learned a lot of things that we liked about that summer camp, and a lot of things we didn't like about that summer camp.
Oh yeah. What's a small example of what you didn't like,
Well,
other than the heat?
some camps you go to, they do all the cooking there, and it's kind of get in, go through chow line, feed the kids,
Mhm.
go on to the next thing. This one, they had us do the cooking, which was good because we have a lot of younger scouts, and they need that experience for the cooking merit badge of getting, so that we got a lot of them pushed through some of that cooking portion of it.
Sure.
Which was good, but it also cut into a lot of time of actually doing things.
Okay.
So it's one of those things that's like, it has its ups and downs, and it's just we've gone a lot of places for summer camp, but we haven't gone that far south yet, and it was just a different kind of. It was actually hotter in South Dakota than it was there,
Mhm.
but because of all the humidity, it was just kind of like, well, you could go. There were days I could go like that and have a layer of sweat off of me,
Mm-hmm.
and things happen. They had to rearrange things at the last minute, so we got moved to a different campsite than we had originally registered for.
Okay.
And that campsite wasn't near as nice. It had older tents. It was closer to an older shower facility that they're looking to knock down and replace.
Sure.
So and that shower facility was built well before they had Girls and Scouts.
Okay.
So it only had one female shower stall, and we have like 13, or we had I'm counting here just a moment, like 7, 8 girls on the trip plus 2 adults.
Okay.
So it's you have that many trying to get through the showers on a
Right.
nightly basis.
I'm assuming that it's kind of like what they have, or what you see on some of the things where heat doesn't stay very long or at least warm water.
Oh no, the warm water is fine, but some of
Okay.
the shower, like one of the shower heads in the men's bathroom,
Mhm.
has just given up all hope.
Oh no.
It was just like full blast. It was just,
Oh no.
and it's like, yeah, it's so old that we can't fix it. That's
I guess I can see why that's why they're replacing it. Yeah.
exactly, and it's going to be a nice setup when it's finally done. They hope to have it done by next summer camp, but
Okay.
It's again probably not going to go back to that one,
Sure.
or at least that would not be my choice. But the scout group is scout led, so it's what the scouts want to do. But I don't think the scouts are going to want to go back to that one.
Right. Right. Well, we're about 3 minutes in, so might as well start the show, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
All right, everybody, welcome Patrick back. Woo!
I survived the woods, and we didn't have any scouts leave without all of their limbs attached and all of that. So it was a great, good adventure. We call it a win.
Oh yes, definitely. It's always great to have you back. Yeah, last week's show was just so anti, like talk, because it was just me. Nobody wanted to volunteer to team up because Amanda was busy with her stuff, and then the 2 youngins are just like so afraid of the camera. It's just like,
oh no, camera.
But yeah, so welcome everybody to Rainbow Live Presents Wednesday Night Lights with your hosts
Patrick
and Casey. We got very no sports ball this week, but we do have a lot of stuff to talk about this week.
Yay!
Woohoo! We will have Funko Land later on, and then I guess we'll start off with this guy right here.
Happy Pride. Pride is over, isn't
Yes,
it?
Pride ended yesterday.
Well, just in time for Pride to be over. We have an Gamers Pride Advent Calendar. It comes with a total of 2 sets of dice. It also has a Pride Dragon dice tray. So you're going to get multiple dice, multiple trays, and on the it's got the different flags for Pride, and on the back of the and on the back it tells you what the different flags mean if you're unaware.
Yep.
So if if you've got the gamer in your life, as they say, this is a perfect present for them come Christmas time, whatever. Just something nice to say we care, we respect you, and all that.
Right. And then going to the other camera, we're going to show off all of our other stuff because, yeah, that one was just a little big for, well, we probably could have shown it onto this, but, you know. Two things I wanted to highlight, may have been here for a while, but me and Patrick have never highlighted this before. It's a Topps Chrome V-Friends. So I don't know what that means. Maybe somebody in the audience knows, but who knows? They seem like just little cute animals for, you know, to collect, possibly.
I don't know. Let's see if they have anything on the back. No, it has nothing. Tells me nothing about V-Friends.
All right. Let's see.
But you get 4 cards per pack, and we've got the lovely Ducky. We've got the happy Cobra Snake. Evidently, V-Friends are a type of cartoon.
Yep. And apparently, some of the characters that you'll more than likely find in these cards are the articulate armadillo, the aspiring alpaca, a lot of, I guess I'm just in the A's. The amp I. Is that amp I?
Amped II.
Okay. Let's go on to the letter C. You got the clever crocodile. So a lot of interesting animals in the V-Friends for those of you that are wondering what V-Friends are. So that's those I wanted to highlight because those are packs that we have near the register. And another thing we have near the register, Patrick actually has. So
SpongeBob SquarePants mystery pin badges. So each one contains 1 mystery pin. You have a you've got the classic SpongeBob. You've got Gary. You've got let's see, where is he? Squidward. You've got I can't even read those. It's such a small
Barnacle Boy and Mermaid Man, and it looks like one of the pins is the golden recipe. Oh, for the Krabby Patties.
Krabby Patties.
Then you have the Flying Dutchman, Miss Puff or Mrs. Puff, which I've always wondered have they ever had an episode where they introduced us to Mr. Puff since she's Mrs. Puff?
I have no idea.
That'd be an interesting question to ask them sometime. But yeah, like Patrick said, mystery pin badges. So those of you that want to collect these badges, it's random for every single one. I'm sure if you wanted SpongeBob, I'm sure if you found someone that was also collecting these, would probably be willing to trade you. So, all right. What are these? We'll move on to the D&D. Yes, we're going to move on to a little bit of D&D.
Okay. So we have new books for 6th edition. We have the Dungeons and Dragons Dragon Delves. We have the classic, the standard edition, and we have the art adventure anthology for the advanced edition. So this one included inside are going to be 10 dragon-centric adventures, 10 distinct dungeons. So it's going to have 10 adventures for adventurers from 1 to 12. Going to have some history of D&D, some quick start guides for DMs for 6th edition. So if you're looking to finally get into D&D, you've heard about this thing that's been going around for, I don't know, longer than I've been alive. You know, it's one of those things. This is a great place to start with the new edition and kind of get going with the. They're not calling it 6th edition, but it's 6th edition.
Right. So next thing we got on the list is some things that we can use to protect our cards. First thing is, for those of you that are huge Flesh and Blood collectors, or players, I should say, we have these Dragon Shields that have the same art as we have for the new set that just came out. It says on here, this is Puffin Hightail. So those of you that are Puffin and Hightail, I guess is probably, since it is 2 characters on there. So, and then for those of you Pokemon collectors, we have a couple of binders right here. We have Mewtwo with Giovanni, I believe. And then we have, I never remember that bird's name, and then the trainer that happens to have caught that one. And then it looks like on the other side, yep, it'll also have alternate characters and trainers. So this one, Team Rocket with Arbok and Coughing. I think it's Coughing, right?
I have no idea.
God, it's been so long, right? And then this one, I can't really tell because of the nice little thing that Pokemon decided to put right on the back.
But rest assured, it's beautiful art every time.
Oh yes.
So if you're looking for something for your Pokemon collector, try and keep things organized. That's where you can go to.
Yeah. And then
go ahead.
You want to go ahead?
No, go ahead.
All right. And then speaking of Pokemon, these are restocks that will be available on Friday. So we've got the Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX box.
Ooh.
And then we got some Prismatic Accessory Pouch Special Collector's Edition box. And then also the Charizard EX box.
Nice.
So those of you that were hoping for us to get these back in, we are getting them back in. That will be available on Friday.
I'm guessing there are limited quantities, so if you want them, you may want to get in early because I know that Team Rocket stuff is still kind of, we don't have any restock on that currently.
Not that I know of.
So if you're looking for those packs, this is probably going to be a good shot to grab them while you can.
Now, what do you got, Patrick?
And last but not least, we got a restock on Magic the Gathering. We have a play boosters for the Foundations, which is a cool set. And then my favorite set that has come out recently, the Bloomborough series, because it's got all the cute critters and animals. So if you're into Magic, if you want to get your girlfriend into it, this is the set that does it because they get hooked. Girls go one of two ways. They either want the really dark and scary stuff, or they really want the cute and cuddly stuff. This is for the cute and cuddly girls.
And every time I see that Bloomberg stuff, I always get reminded of Secrets of Nim.
Fair enough.
So, all the sword fighting and all that happened in those cartoon movies that I watched as a kid.
I think it's Magic meets, even though we have the Disney game, it's Magic meets Disney style art.
True.
There.
Yeah.
It's got the, it reminds me of the Robin Hood with Disney classic.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, totally. So I guess with all of that, did you want to talk about that one last thing, the dice?
Ooh, yes.
Before we move on to Funko Land,
we have a new dice box storage container for you. It's a mimic. It's a mimic chest. It comes with 35 total dice, 5 color sets in total. So they're not just random. There are 5 color sets. Comes in. It's this size, so it's about the size of a book or a collection, DVD collection.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna easily fits in the backpack. It's magnetized, so it's not gonna pop open in the backpack, and it's a mimic. I'm gonna try and get zoomed in on that here. It opens up. It's got the teeth. It's got the mouth. It's all sorts of cute and cuddly. So if you got a D&D fan, if you want something to make your dice collection easier, and you're tired of the Crown Royal bag, this is what your go-to is.
There you go. And I guess with the end of that, we get to move on to Funko Land.
Funko Land.
Did you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I can go first.
All right.
So I saw this is all restock stuff that I saw coming in. We've got Evil Morty, because I love Evil Morty. Anyone with an eye patch, it's always kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
For our Fallout fans, we've got the Fallout collector for toughness. So the Superman stand-in, kind of get that double hit of Superman and Fallout in one go. As we've talked about before, we love the comic cover versions of these. So we've got the Deadpool comic cover from Marvel Funko Pop, in the nice plastic display case. Deadpool in the back, all suited up, ready to go. And last but not least, we've got a duo set from Stranger Things. And as I always say, justice for Barb. It is 11 and Barb in the upside down. So if you want that, you've got available. I'm hoping to see her back for just a moment in the final season in some way, shape, or form. Probably won't get it, but I'm hoping.
You'd expect something of at least a remembrance kind of thing of all those they lost kind of thing, even though I'm sure they probably have done that already.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to my stuff, I thought I'd give out a shout out to Chad for saying hi. How's it going, Chad? Now the mouse really there. Come on. Gotta love it when it does this.
Good times.
Technology. There we go. And then on to my Funkos. Going with the gaming stuff. for those of you that love those stealth games, we have Corvo from Dishonored 2. I haven't actually completed any of the Dishonored games. I'm kind of disappointed in myself on that one. But, you know, if you're really good at it, the main reason why I haven't gotten completed is I'm not actually that great at stealth. I was one of those guys who got used to, you know, running, guns a-blazing kind of thing. And then you started realizing, when you need to get achievements and stuff like that, you actually kind of have to try. And then also in gaming, we have from the Fractured But Whole, we have Mysterion from South Park. Everybody knows who, or at least I hope everybody knows who Mysterion is. That is Kenny, I believe, right? Yes. So, and then moving on to Disney, we have Doug, everybody's favorite animal from Up. Actually, he was my favorite of almost a lot of the Disney movies just because of how cute and cuddly and how he actually was in the movie. And it looks like it says Hot Topic exclusive, and it is fluffed. Yes. So those of you that
I always say fluffed.
Yeah, it's flocked, even though it's not advertised as flocked. It just says Hot Topic exclusive. For those of you that love those nice fuzzy little Funkos, we have Doug as one of those characters. And then I grabbed this one just because they have an awesome song that goes boom, 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 boom. We have Jack White and Meg White from the White Stripes. Seven Nation Army is the song I was talking about. So awesome song, right, Patrick?
Remember when people thought they were brother and sister?
Right. I can understand why they thought that, but at the same time, why did they think that?
Because they kind of promoted that they were brother and sister when they started out.
Well, there you go. And then to finish off my section of Funko Land, I have Eevee and one of its evolutions, Sylveon. For those of you that are huge Eevee fans, we have those in the restock that we got from a collection that we just got. So, and I think I remember seeing Jolteon in there, and some of the other ones might be in there as well because this person probably tried to collect them all. So.
Nice.
Gotta catch them all, right, Patrick?
Yeah, exactly.
And because of that brings us to the end of our show, and it looks like we're a little sideways. Should probably check on that, huh? Oh, wow. So any other exciting news there, Patrick?
No, not really. I'm just the adventures of summer camp and all of that. And I've got some scouts who probably don't want me talking about everything that happened there just yet because they're still processing things and all of that. But it was definitely an interesting and fun trip. Lots of things happened. Lots of things. We won some awards, and it was a good time.
Awesome. I guess we can finish off the show with something we usually start off the show with, the question of the week. Since it is 4th of July weekend here this weekend, is there a specific 4th of July storyline in any comic books you've read that is your favorite? I know this really pushes the
I don't really think so. And it's obviously the one thing 4th of July wise that comes up whenever I think 4th of July, I think Captain America.
Right.
And just getting back from a scouting trip, I was actually told that Chris Evans based his portrayal of Captain America on a guy he went to high school with who was an Eagle Scout.
Okay.
Because he thought it was just so impressive on how that person interacted with other people. And it's like, that's Captain America to me. He's dedicated. Sure. He's a leader. He's got the confidence, and it's Eagle. Eagle's a hard thing to get, and that's who he based Captain America on.
Sure.
So I think that's just with coming back from that's my thought process right now. But no, I don't think of any specific 4th of July comic storyline. Yeah. And obviously there are many times where there's a battle on the White House lawn. And,
right.
There was that series, I think it was from the 90s called Prez, where it was like a superhero who was the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his powers were based on how popular he was. So he was trying to stay popular.
Sure.
But yeah, it's no specific ones. You?
I really can't think of anything other that I've read that has anything that has the 4th of July as one of the storylines. Like, there's been plenty of movies, and stuff like that. But I guess second part of the thing would be Any big plans for the 4th of July weekend?
Heading out to Pier, seeing some buddies from college there, and hitting the lake and just hanging out.
Yeah, shooting off your own fireworks?
No. I have learned my lesson from past mistakes. It's the fact that I came out of my high school years with all of my fingers attached.
Yeah,
shocks and amazes me.
Yeah, I've kind of become hesitant myself on shooting, especially when it comes to the bigger stuff. When you accidentally put a little 8-shot, or it was either 8 or 9-shot firework on instead of actually fully on the curb or the bottom of the curb, on the road.
Yep.
I can't remember what that's called.
Yep.
But anyway, instead of doing that, I had it on half the road, half the curb. And once the first one shot, it fell over towards the crowd. Yeah.
No, I actually have a buddy who in Madison who lives out on the lake, who shall remain nameless to protect the guilty. And he doesn't get fireworks by the display set that you get at the fireworks shop.
Mm-hmm.
He gets it by the pallet. Last year it was 3 pallets worth of fireworks.
Oh,
this
wow.
year I think it might be more. We don't ask him how much he spends, but it is like he has a special license so he can shoot off the fireworks he gets. Like he's they're that class of firework.
Sure.
He has it all set to music, and I'm just like, more power to you.
Right.
I'm sad I'm going to be missing that show for the 2nd year running, but maybe next year.
There you go. Yeah, makes you kind of wonder, does he actually light them himself, or does he have one of those mechanisms where you just push buttons?
It's the whole mechanism. Like,
okay, that's cool.
It's like if I were shooting a movie that was a spy movie, I would go to him because he has that thing that looks like a whole bunch of triggers and activations. And
Sure. That's actually really cool, because I think when we used to go to my uncle's house out on the west side of Sioux Falls, he had a neighbor across the street that had that type of system, we believe. Like, basically there was like 3 or 4 brothers that would just pool their money together and get all of these fireworks. And it was just really, really cool. Definitely could never live up to that until I actually, win the lottery or something like that.
Yeah.
But,
it's his wife doesn't know how much he spends. I think that's to make sure he still has a wife. But I love you, Betty. You know who you are.
Yeah. Well, everybody, you guys have a great 4th of July weekend. Stay safe. Like Patrick says,
Keep your fingers.
Yes, keep your fingers.
Drive to arrive.
Yeah.
Especially on the 4th of July.
Oh yeah.
If you have something to imbibe, have a designated driver.
Yes, definitely. I'm sure it'll be the same normal. There's going to be checkpoints, so just make sure that, like Patrick said, get a designated driver, because don't need nobody getting into trouble.
Exactly.
So, you guys have a good rest of your night. If you want to join us here before we close at 8. We're definitely here to chat up a good storm while we're working. And if you can't, well, we open again tomorrow at 10. So you guys have a good night. And like Patrick said, drive to arrive. Woo woo.